Have a seat. Okay. In my courtroom, I don't want any talking, phones going off, babies crying, while court's in session. If you have to leave, go outside and come right back in as quietly as you can while court's in session. Is everybody understanding the rules of our court? Okay. Madam Prosecutor, are you ready?
Yes.
Madam Defense, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Madam Prosecutor, start with your opening statement.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. This case today that we'll be discussing is about a 3-year-old child who's under the parental supervision of Wyatt Studevant, the defendant's father. At 3 p.m., Wyatt arrived at Ms. Jones' house, his ex-wife, to play with the child, play blocks with him, and at around 6:45, the mother left the living room to go to the kitchen to work on food for dinner. She was gone for only 5 minutes, and that brief amount of time, she found the child screaming and crying and being held by the defendant with a skull fracture and 3 burns. From medical professionals that you will be hearing from today, they'll tell you that these burns and skull fractures are not consistent with a simple fall. That's the explanation that the defendant gave. It's not clear at all, and throughout the whole process, the authorities that he talked to, including the mother, didn't give any clear evidence. And I'm not sure if this is common sense or not, but as a child as a parent who cares for his child's well-being, he should put their safety as their #1 priority, and he failed to do that night. So I'd like you all to take this into consideration, and we hope that you find the defendant guilty. Thank you.
Defense.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Today we will be hearing about a very tragic accident that occurred involving Wyatt Studevant and his 3-year-old child, Emma. Wyatt Studevant was in. Okay. No one saw what happened inside that apartment that day. Not the mother, not the police, not the medical experts, nobody. Medical experts, their evidence is very undetermined and uncertain as well. As well as the incidents that happened, it will show you also text messages with Wyatt issuing a complaint about his son, but they can't prove that it was about his son. It could have been from anybody else. She will also hear that Wyatt was frozen at that time. He could have been shocked. He could have been going through some trauma, and that does not. It's being frozen in time is not. It's not guilt. It's not stress. Is not guilt. And during this trial, you will also notice that Wyatt sometimes shows emotions she shows emotions that you would not expect. So, just to give that type of clarification, because yes, he did freeze in the incident, but that was just because he was shocked. And I think that's everything. I would hope you guys retain the verdict not guilty and keep it moving.
Prosecutor, call your first witness.
I'd like to call Summer Jones, the mother.
Summer Jones. Summer Jones.
Summer.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, as you are.
I do.
I'll see.
I cannot see Summer Jones. Could I stand in front of her?
Yes.
Hello. Please state your name for the record. Summer Jones. How are you related to MR, the 3-year-old child?
He's my son.
Where were you living on April 12th?
118 Old Road in Massachusetts, Virginia.
Was Lieutenant Weinstein president that day?
He was president.
What time did he come?
3 p.m.
And how would you say, how long was he in the apartment?
He was there until the police arrived around 7.
Was there any point in time when you left the
I left-
living room?
I left the living room to go finish making hamburger helper in the kitchen around 6:45.
What did Wyatt tell you that he was going to do with the child when you were gone, or did he give you?
They were playing blocks when I left, but he never said anything about what he was going to do with the child.
So sorry. For how long were you in the kitchen?
Around 5 minutes.
How tall would you say the stove is for the oven?
I would say around like 2.5 to 3 feet.
And how tall is Wyatt? Or not Wyatt, sorry, the child.
He is 3 feet tall. 3 feet and 2 inches.
So would you say he was able to reach the stove or anything?
He might have been, but he wasn't able to put his hand on top of it. He was probably like his head.
Have you ever seen 3 of your rooms in your care with him?
Yeah.
So would you say that they're under Wyatt's supervision?
I would say so.
Anytime he went over to Wyatt's residence?
He's
Does Wyatt and the child typically get along?
They did.
Was the child rowdy beforehand, before you left the living room?
He was pretty calm, but he can get hyper out of nowhere sometimes.
Has the child ever fallen before?
Yes.
Did he ever get a skull fracture or any neurological injury?
He's never hit his head. He's just fell on his knees a couple times.
What did you notice from the witness when you returned?
Wyatt was stressed and he was holding MR, and he seemed very stressed and just saying he just fell.
Did he tell you anything?
No, he just kept repeating no.
Did he call for 911?
No.
Your Honor, I would like to display evidence involving the mom's call log with 911. So you're the one who called 911?
Yes.
At exactly what time did you call?
6:55.
What did 911 say?
They were talking about they asked me where my location of emergency was, and they were asking me what happened, and then they sent me to the police to my house.
Typically, stressful situations like this, if there has been one when you were prior married to Wyatt, did he act similar as to how he did with this current incident?
Not really. He always acted calm outside, but when we were behind closed doors, he was more energetic.
Throughout this whole process, did he seem engaged with you on the child's well-being?
Not really.
Do you think that is justified for not giving clear evidence or being quiet the whole time?
I don't know.
Did Wyatt ever express being overwhelmed before he arrived or before the incident happened?
He just said that he was stressed from work and stuff.
Did the explanation that he gave EMS ever make sense to you?
No, not really.
Did he just tell the authorities the same thing?
Yes.
What did the doctor express to you about MR's injuries?
She said he had a skull fracture and some burns that happened a week ago.
Did this raise your suspicion?
A little bit, because when we have carpet in our living room and stuff, and I feel like there's no way he could have got skull fracture from home.
All right, that's all. Thank you.
Cross time.
Hello, please state your full name and age for the record, please.
Summer Jones, 31 years old.
Alright, are you employed?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I just work at work.
Taco Bell? Okay, how often do you work?
I work Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and Sundays from 8 a.m.
Okay, and where is MR while you're at work?
Sunnyside daycare.
Sunnyside daycare. Okay. How long has it been going to that daycare?
Ever since we moved here, so about a year ago.
Say it one more time.
Like a year ago.
A year ago? Okay. And you love your son very dearly, correct?
Yes.
You were his primary caregiver at the time of the accident,
Yes.
or and he lives with you.
Yes.
And Wyatt came over that day to spend time with his son, correct?
Yes.
And you allowed this visit to happen?
Yes.
You trust Wyatt?
I started trusting him a lot more. He hasn't ever showed a direction towards MR.
You started trusting him a lot more.
Like after we broke up, he just seemed more like engaged with MR, so he doesn't seem like he would be aggressive towards a rival.
He
So this
doesn't.
was all part of it.
And at the beginning of the visit, he was interacting with MR regularly.
Yes.
The kitchen and living room are fairly close together.
Yes.
How far would you say apart they are?
I would say around like 10 feet.
10 feet. Okay. And there's an open doorway between the rooms.
Yes.
Could you generally hear what was happening if you were in the kitchen from the living room?
I had some music playing, but I could hear a little bit of them playing.
Okay. And you were able to hear? Were you able to hear any conversation that they were having in the living room? You weren't able to hear that. How loud was it? Was the music loud in the kitchen?
It wasn't too loud, but it was loud enough where I like could focus on cooking and could like tune out. You know what I mean?
Okay. So nothing was preventing you from checking on MR while you were in the kitchen? And as MR's mother, you were also responsible for supervising him that day? And despite being only a room away, you could not tell this jury exactly what occurred?
No.
And you can identify a single witness who saw Wyatt harm MR?
No.
When you entered the room, did Wyatt appear panicked?
Yes.
Okay. Was he trying to leave?
No, he was just backing up and kept saying that he fell.
Where was he backing up to?
He was just backing up to the wall.
He wasn't trying to hide anything?
No.
And he did appear concerned about MR's condition?
I couldn't really tell. He just looked like stressed out and started like scratching his head and stuff.
Okay. So the truth is that you don't exactly know what happened in the room.
No.
And can you tell us, I'm sorry. You can tell us the suspect that you assumed, but you can't tell us exactly who harmed MR?
No.
Because you weren't in the room?
No.
Okay. So as you sit here today, you cannot tell us under oath that you witnessed Wyatt harm your son?
No.
And because of that, because you didn't witness it, you can't tell this jury exactly how his injuries occurred? Okay, no further questions.
Call this witness.
I'd like to call the neighbor Amanda Fernandez.
Amanda?
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. See.
Good evening. Can you please state your name and your address for the record?
Amanda Fernandez. 120 Chris.
How long have you lived beside Summerdown? Have you lived at this house long?
Not that long.
Have you lived there the entire time Summer has lived there?
No.
Okay. Were you home the night of April 12th, the night this incident occurred?
Yes.
And that night, did you hear anything that was unusual, like yelling or anything else like that?
No.
Could you make out, if anything, like if you did hear any sort of talking, like could you hear out who exactly was talking at all?
No, just be crying.
Okay. And when did you hear the crying in the night?
Probably at like 6.
Did you hear anything else? Did you hear anything else before the crying happened?
Like an argument.
So you did hear voices?
Yeah.
And you couldn't make out who exactly was talking, just raised voices? Okay. And then was there any sort of sound that would have indicated an injury for why the crying might have occurred?
All I heard was like,
Okay. And did that sound like something like maybe there's a picture hanging up, like falling off the wall, or something like that, or was it generally louder?
yeah, sorry.
Did the sound that you heard, did it sound like it could have been a household object falling, or was it louder than a basic object?
It's kind of loud.
Okay. Do you generally hear meltdowns or crying from the son that lives next to you, or is it generally a pretty quiet household?
In the middle.
kind of so that's like normal like household sounds?
Yeah.
And then are you necessarily friends with the neighbor, or are you just kind of like a neutral player that sees them in passing?
No, I'm not friends with them.
That's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you.
Ross?
Ms. Fernandez, you live next door to Summer Jones, correct? You testified that you are not very close with the family, correct?
Correct.
You do not regularly spend time with them, correct? You do not visit their apartment often, correct?
Correct.
In your, Your Honor, can you please pull up the statement of the Fernandez? In your statement, you said that the apartment walls are thick, correct? Sorry, I need like actually.
Correct.
You also stated that it's not always easy to hear what happens in the neighboring apartments.
Yeah.
On April 12th, you were watching television at that time.
Yes.
You never entered Miss Jones' apartment that evening, correct? You never saw Wyatt that evening. You never saw MR that evening. You testified that you heard raised voices that evening, correct?
Correct.
But you cannot clearly make out any of the words being said, correct?
Correct.
So you did not know what anyone was actually saying.
Yes.
You did not know who was speaking.
Yes.
You said it sounded like an argument.
Yes.
That was your interpretation of what you heard, correct?
Correct.
A few minutes later, you heard a loud thump.
Correct.
You do not know what caused that sound, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. Asked and answered.
What's your response
My response.
to the objection?
Okay, fantastic.
Sustained.
It could have been caused by a number of things, correct?
Correct.
You then heard the child crying, correct? You did not see why the child was crying, correct?
Not good.
You never witnessed anyone injured, MR. You never saw Wyatt harm MR. Everything you know about what happened that evening comes from sounds you heard through the wall, correct?
Correct.
And based on your own statement, those walls make it difficult to clearly hear what happens in the neighboring apartment, correct?
Correct.
So you cannot tell the jury what actually happened inside that apartment that evening, can you?
I cannot.
Okay, that is all.
Are you ready?
So just wanted to clarify that you never said that you did hear or that you didn't see anything happening.
Yes.
So that we had already known before we came to trial today.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. And then I just wanted to also confirm that you heard raised voices, but you could not make anything out due to the walls.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything further defense? Okay, you may step down. Call your next witness.
I would like to call 911. Jasmine Martinez, the dispatcher.
No, that's yours.
I would like to call the 911 dispatcher, Jasmine Martinez.
Jasmine.
Jasmine?
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and God? I'll see.
Hello. identification for the record.
Kat Martinez, and I am an homeland communications dispatcher.
What are your credentials?
I graduated from Deacon High School in 2012, and then I went to University of Miami.
How long would you say you've been in this field?
I've been working in this field for 10 years.
Were you on duty on April 12th? Who called you?
Summer Jones.
What did Miss Jones say to you?
So the call started at 6:55 p.m. and she stated that her voice sounded very nervous, but she was clear enough to answer all of the questions that I stated to her.
Your Honor, I would like to have evidence displayed on the audio call off between the mother and the dispatcher.
What is your emergency?
My son, he's hurt and he needs help.
What's your name and address?
Summer Jones, 118 Willow Court, 23322. It's an apartment complex.
Is the child conscious and breathing?
Conscious, no. Breathing, yes.
Okay, ma'am, sending help your way now. Is anybody with you or with the child?
His dad was with us, but he's not doing anything but sitting here.
May I please speak with him?
Quiet, they want to speak with you. He's not doing anything. He's still just sitting here and staring at me.
So according to this audio, would you say that the mother was way more involved and engaged than the father?
Yes.
Would you say that that is rare in situations like this? What made you feel the need to dispatch the police to the scene?
Like the sound of her voice, of the mother's voice, and whenever Summer Jones was asking the father to speak to me, and he didn't say anything, that's why I dispatched police.
So did this seem like a typical child abuse report? Alright.
False examination.
Good afternoon, Ms. Martinez. Ms. Martinez, you were not present at the apartment on April 12th, correct?
Yeah, I was not present.
Everything you know about this incident comes from the phone call you received, correct?
Yes.
When you asked Summer Jones what happened, she responded with, John, can you show Ms. Martinez statement? When you asked Summer Jones what happened, she responded with, I don't know, correct?
Yes.
She didn't tell you she witnessed anyone injured, am I correct?
Wait, repeat that, please.
She didn't tell you she witnessed anyone injured, am I correct?
Yes.
Who?
Her 3-year-old son.
No, sorry. She didn't tell you she witnessed anyone injured, am I?
Oh, no.
She didn't tell you she saw Wyatt harmed, am I?
No.
She told you the child was injured and needed help, correct?
Yes.
At the time of the call, Summer Jones appeared upset and distressed, correct?
Yes.
In emergency situations, callers are often under a great deal of stress, correct?
Yes.
You heard MR crying in the background, correct? Crying would indicate that the child was conscious.
Yes.
You asked Summer Jones to hand the phone to Wyatt, correct?
Yes.
You never actually spoke to Wyatt, correct?
No, I did not speak.
You cannot say why Wyatt didn't take the phone, correct? You cannot say whether he heard the request, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. Vague questions.
What do you have to say?
I was just with her.
You keep repeating very similar questions. Back to back.
going to overrule your objection, make your questions concise.
Okay, so you cannot say whether Wyatt was in shock or not.
No, I cannot say.
You cannot say whether he was focused on the injured child, right? You cannot tell the jury what happened inside the apartment before the call, correct?
Correct.
You cannot tell the jury how MR was injured, correct?
Objection. Her job here is just to do the call and what she heard on the call, not what she saw or didn't see in the house, because that's not her job description.
Sustained.
Okay, so, and when the call was made, even Summer Jones stated that she did not know what had happened, correct?
Right.
So, nobody witnessed the actual incident, correct?
Objection, Your Honor, it's been answered.
Sustained.
Alright, that is everything.
Call your next witness.
I would like to call Officer Morgan Merritt.
Morgan, you step down. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and nothing but
Yes.
the truth? Have a seat.
Please state your name and occupation for the record.
Morgan Merritt, and I'm an officer.
What are your certifications?
I have a high school diploma, and then I have a training certification.
How long have you been in this field?
15 years.
Were you on duty April 12th?
Yes.
Who called you? Or who dispatched you?
Jackson.
So 911 did.
Yes.
Did you respond to it at Summer Jones's residence?
No, I was nearby.
You were not nearby. What time did you arrive on scene?
Around 7.
What about, who did you witness on scene?
The mom, and then the father, and then the neighbor.
So the mother answered the door.
Yes.
Did you see the mother's demeanor?
She was very startled, and she was just kind of emotional.
Did you notice the father's demeanor?
He was just kind of very nonchalant.
That give you suspicion?
Yeah, because normally in calls like that, you see both of the parents kind of freaking out.
Did you ask what the mother witnessed?
I did, but she said that she had stepped out for a minute, and so she really didn't get to really see.
What about Wyatt?
Every time I asked him questions, he would just kind of mumble and say, I don't know, stuff like that.
Did he show concern or provide details?
Not really.
Don't you think that's odd for a child injured?
Yeah.
Did he avoid eye contact with you?
Yeah, he was very closed off.
Did EMS express concern?
They did, but we were more focused on getting the child health care.
Did you document this?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would like to display evidence involving the police report. So you had a search warrant, correct?
Yes.
Was that to Wyatt's phone?
Yes.
Your Honor, may we please see the text messages between Wyatt and his phone? So based on these text messages with Wyatt saying, "I can't deal with this today, bro, he's driving me crazy," don't you think that this would add to Wyatt, make him seem more suspicious than a regular parent would?
Yeah.
Why don't you say that him talking like this, him being
Objection leading. Definitely the question.
Wouldn't you say that him being frustrated based on these text messages, that this frustration can affect his judgment?
Most definitely.
So wouldn't you say that what he told you, which was not clear at all, wouldn't you say that that was effective?
Yes.
Did you observe signs of struggle after the incident in the apartment?
I just kind of like was more focused on the child, really. I saw like, just some spots on the floor and stuff, but it wasn't really like that.
So you didn't see any pillows from a couch on the floor or anything, just stains on the carpet?
Yes.
Did the defendant attempt to leave after the incident occurred?
No, it was just odd to hear that he was on his phone right after.
Did he provide a consistent explanation with other authorities?
Not really, from what I saw.
Did you notify the detective?
Yes.
Did you follow standard protocol?
Yes, I did.
Did you observe the child's protection?
Yes.
Did the defendant's behavior seem unusual throughout this whole process?
Yes.
Did you know all this in your report?
Yes.
Based on your experience as an officer, don't parents who care for their child's well-being try to get help no matter,
Oh yeah, most definitely.
or even try to provide a better description of what happened?
Yes.
All right, thank you, that's all.
Cross.
Good afternoon. Could you please state your name and age for the record?
Morgan Merritt, 49.
Alrighty, and officer, you're not a physician, correct?
No.
Okay, you're not a pediatric specialist?
No.
And you don't diagnose injuries for a living?
No.
So you cannot determine the precise cause of the medical injury?
No.
You arrived after the incident had occurred?
Yes.
And the scene had already changed by the time you arrived?
Yes.
Okay. Your information came from statements that were made by others?
Some of them, yes. And then I made my own.
Okay. You relied heavily on the information that was provided to you by the medical specialist?
Yes.
Did you witness any crime?
Obviously I wasn't there when the crime was committed, so.
Okay. Did you witness Wyatt harming his son-in-law?
Objection, Your Honor. I think it's been established that she was not there when the incident occurred.
What's your response?
That wasn't the question. I didn't ask if she was there. I asked if she witnessed him harming him.
But she was not there.
I asked if she witnessed him harming him, I didn't ask if she was there.
We're going to concede that the officer was not there, so I'm suspending the objection.
Alright. So you cannot tell this jury exactly how Embar received his injuries
Only by what I was told.
by others? Okay.
Yes.
And so your testimony is not based on, your testimony is based on what others told you, not what you personally observed?
Just written statements were, but I had my own report of what I saw from the scene, so.
Okay. And did you conduct any interviews?
No.
Alrighty. Alrighty, no further questions, Your Honor.
Read the record.
I would like to verify that you were not on scene, so you didn't see anything personally. Correct. And I also want to establish that as a police officer, your job generally comes from reports and documentation that you get from other people. Your job is to get those things and then build off of that.
Yes, my job is to gather the information.
So it makes sense that you got statements and then build off from there.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Vince? Read the record. Okay. Ms. Shepard. Call your next witness.
I'd like to call the EMT, Ryan Thomas.
Ms. Thomas.
Ms. Thomas?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, that you got?
I do.
Have a seat.
Hey, Ms. Thomas, can you please state your name and your occupation for the court?
My name is Mark Thomas, and I am an EMT. Have been for 3 years.
Okay. And as an EMT, you have all the required certifications and you stay up to date on those throughout your training? Okay. And can you just kind of tell us what exactly you're certified in?
I hold on to an EMT certification and I have my DSO.
Okay. And were you on duty April 12th?
Yes.
And did you respond to Summer Jones's residence?
Yes.
And how did you get the call? Were you close by or did you get dispatched from your station?
I was around
You were already in the area? Okay. And what time roughly did you arrive?
like 6:58, 7.
Okay. And when you got there, who answered the door upon your arrival?
Mom.
And did you talk to both the parents or did you at least see what their demeanor was kind of like?
Yes. I talked to the mom. The dad was more of like, not trying to talk.
Okay. And then what, like, kind of were their not spoken actions? Like what were their emotions kind of
Oh,
showing?
the mom was like in distress. The dad was like, he didn't feel.
Okay. And then you were called there for the 3-year-old boy. So what was his condition upon your arrival?
He was crying, shaking, scared, didn't know how to respond to any questions that were being asked.
Did you see any visible injuries on him when you arrived? So what was the injury that you were called there to report on?
That he had fell and he said his head was like hurting.
So you're concerned about a head injury rather than anything else? Okay. And did the injuries that you then were there for, did they raise concern to you upon your initial arrival?
No.
Okay. Do you generally do tests in the field or do you kind of just get them in the ambulance and transfer them to more help? And you then reported to medical staff once you got to the hospital on what you observed?
Yes.
And as an EMT, do you generally look for and report if you detect child abuse, or is that really
No.
that's not your job? Okay. That's all the questions I have for you. Thank you.
Cross-examination.
Hello, who's this your full name and age you work at?
Mark Thomas, I'm 21 years old and I'm
Sorry. How long have you been working?
3 years.
3 years, sorry. And your priority is saving lives and treating patients?
Yes.
Determining criminal responsibility is not a part of your job.
Sorry?
Determining criminal responsibility is not a part of your job.
Not really. Just there to like check vitals, get into the hospital.
All right. So you're trained to provide emergency medical care. You arrived after the incident had already occurred.
I'm sorry?
You arrived after the incident had already occurred. Yes. And you never saw how the injury happened.
No.
All right. And Wyatt was present when you arrived.
Yes.
Did he interfere with your treatment?
No.
He did not. Okay. Did he try to prevent you from doing medical care or observing any injuries? You cannot determine the exact moment that the third-degree burns appeared on his arm just by looking at them.
No.
No.
Like, you can like tell they weren't like at the moment.
They
They didn't
weren't-
happen like at the moment. The time that he got hurt.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Like they were past.
The burns had happened previously,
Yes. Wasn't present.
so it hadn't happened the same day. Okay. Alrighty, so from what you observed, you cannot tell this jury exactly who caused injuries to Emma? Okay, no further questions, Jay.
Redirect.
Again, just to clarify, you got on scene after the incident happened, you made sure that he was stable and simply just transferred him to further medical. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Dr. Prince. Ms. Wood.
I'd like to call the doctor Emily Glenville.
Emily. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, that you got?
Yes, sir.
I'll see.
Hi, can you state your name and your occupation for the court?
Dr. Emily Logan, I'm an emergency physician at Speed Children's Hospital.
And how long have you worked this job?
I have worked there for 12 years. I've been a doctor for 21 years.
Okay. And what training and experience do you have with all this?
I have training in child emergencies, I have just regular emergencies, radioactive emergencies, and many others.
And at the time of this incident, do you specialize in child injuries?
Yes.
Were you working the night of April 12th?
Yes.
And did you evaluate MR?
Mhm.
What was his condition and injuries when you first saw him?
He came in with a skull fracture and 33 burns on his arm.
Okay, how old were the burns?
The burns, I cannot tell the exact date, but they are from 2 days old to 1.5 weeks old.
So not revolving around this
Yes.
particular incident. And then for the skull fracture, how did you determine that he got that injury?
I did scans, X-rays, CTs, MRIs.
Okay. Judge, I would like to pull up the doctor's reports to see all this. While we're waiting for these to pull up, can you kind of determine roughly how these injuries would occur, like what sort of force would be required?
A lot of force. It could not have happened if he just had a simple fall.
And this is still even because he's 3 years old, their
Yes,
brains were
3-year-olds
developing.
can get injured all the time.
Okay.
I see it a lot in healthcare. But with these injuries, that the skull fractures, he would have to have enough force. If he fell, it had to be from 30 to 40 feet in the air.
Okay.
Just for even that to happen.
And then we can look at these pictures just to show. Yeah, that's okay. We'll just look at the skull. And what was your final conclusions after you ran all the tests and did all your analyses?
That he had a the skull fracture came from his right criteria all the way down to his occipital part of his skull. And the burns could have come from multiple things, like stove or whatever, like alive. But it could not have happened from a simple fall. It had to be from blunt force.
And did you contact CPS or any sort of social workers?
With children cases, our special unit in our hospital was immediately informed. So they came in after I did the report and they were informed immediately.
Thank you.
Before you go, I'm confused. What is this picture of?
Doctor, would you like to?
Is it the baby skull or is it just
Yes,
like that?
it's a child's skull.
Is that the MR's or is it just, it's his actual skull?
Mhm.
Okay, just making sure.
I think it is the brain.
Thank you. Yes, bless you.
Doctor, your first MR after he arrived at the hospital, correct? Your conclusions are based on your examinations of MR, correct? You stated that accidental injuries can vary, correct?
Yes.
Not every accidental injury presents the same way.
Yes.
Children's injuries can differ depending on many factors. Correct? You cannot say with absolute certainty how these injuries occurred.
No.
You can't identify the exact moment the injuries occurred, correct?
No, but the fractures happened early. If they happened soon as before he got to the hospital, the accident happened.
Okay. You cannot identify the exact object or surface involved.
No.
in it. You can't personally rule out every possible accidental cause, correct? The mother reported that she was not in the room at the time. Correct?
I didn't really talk to the mother. I talked to the father.
Okay. The father's statement was that Emron fell, correct?
Yes, that's what he told me. It wasn't much information at the moment.
Okay. You were unable to determine what exactly happened when speaking with Wyatt. Your concern for accidental trauma was based on the injury pattern.
Yes.
Concern is not the same as certainty, correct?
Yes.
In medicine, there can be more than one possible explanation for an injury pattern, correct? Your role was to assess and report concerns, correct?
Yes.
Ultimately, you can't tell the jury exactly what happened inside that apartment, can you?
I cannot tell them exactly what happened, but I can tell you that the child injury does not line up with just simply falling.
Do you remember what MR was wearing that day?
No.
When you saw MR inside that hospital that day, what did you first notice about him?
I first noticed the burn marks on his arm and his shoulder.
That's all the questions.
Anything further, prosecutor?
I'd like to read that. Your Honor, I would like the evidence to be displayed based on the doctor's report. What was it on that? Miss Lundblom. In your report, it states that the child has suffered neurological injuries,
Yes.
which could affect his whole entire future.
Yes. Because in early age stages, the skull was very fragile. Very fragile.
So to confirm, even if there was an object used, wouldn't you say that it couldn't have been from a 3 to 5 feet fall that he fell from? Can you just scroll down? A little bit more, please. Stop that. Sorry, maybe scroll up a little bit. It says, due to the extent of the cranial trauma, there is significant concern for potential permanent neurological impairment. So, just to confirm with you, wouldn't you find that this was not from a child?
Objection, leading question.
Rephrase.
Based on your observations in your profession, would this come from a force just from the child?
The child had to be like severely high up in the air or running at like a really fast pace for this to happen, but no, naturally this does not happen when a child falls.
So an adult could have done this.
Possibly.
All right, that's all. Thank you.
Yes.
You stated that the child would have had to have fallen from 30 or 40 feet in the air to obtain this fracture?
Yes.
And they were in the apartment? You said that the skull fracture happened the same day?
Yes.
So on April 12th, in the apartment, the child fell 30 or 40 feet from out of the air onto the floor and cracked his skull?
It would, if the child fell, that's what
30 or 40 feet in the air in an apartment. Okay. And you said that he was brought, you said that whenever you first saw him, you noticed the burns on his arm. The first day that MR was brought into, that was the first day that MR was brought into the hospital. He hadn't been brought in prior.
No.
And you said that the burns looked like they may have occurred how far?
you cannot tell the exact day of the burns, but they could have been from 2 days old to 1 week and a half.
So the max was a week, and then the minor was 2 days. And the first day that he was brought in wasn't until April 12th. So the burns happened previously. He wasn't brought in until 2 days to a week after. No further questions.
You messed up now. What kind of prosecutor call it back, please?
I'd like to call the detective, Cadence Baldwin.
Who?
Cadence Baldwin, detective.
Cadence. your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Have you right? Okay.
Hi, can you say your name and occupation for the court?
Cadence Baldwin, and I'm a detective for the Chesapeake Career Center Police Department.
Okay, and with that job description, what kind of certifications have you gone through?
I have my concealed carry on, I have digital forensics, I'm an investigator, the basic treatment, peace, all that.
And did you collect any evidence from devices from this house? And we already did look over those, just wanted to make sure you also had them in your records. And when you were on scene, what did you observe?
I walked into the home and when I had walked into the living room, there was a box in the corner, there was a torch on the corner, blanket over the side, and there was a candle knocked over, and there was wax pouring over it, it looked like it just went out.
Okay. Josh, could we pull up the pictures of the house, so the living room and as well as the sketch? Did you also speak directly with the parents when you arrived on scene?
No.
You didn't speak with them? Okay. So this is the living room. You can see that they were blocked away with, and this is the candle. Do you believe that maybe that could have caused any damage, or did it look like it was just another thing that happened to be in the house?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay. Meeting,
Hearsay?
it's meeting the, person on the stand to meet guests.
Okay, what's your response?
I'm just asking her professional opinion because she documented the candle, so I was asking if she had any importance of it or if it was just something that was there and she happened to document.
Call the roll. I'm gonna ask a question.
I think it could have been when he was like walks or something, the candle may have been lit, he may have bumped it over, and that possibly could have been the reason why he had those 30 degree burns.
And maybe it just appeared, they rolled, okay, that makes sense, thank you. And could you also pull up the sketch of the overview house? So from this sketch, you can see the living room and then also where the mother was cooking dinner. I did want to ask some questions about this, just because from other pictures of the stove, you couldn't quite clearly see the dishwasher. It looked like there were cabinets there.
Mhm.
Was there, in like real life, because obviously the sketch is just a rough overview,
Mhm.
was it stove and then like cabinets and then the dishwasher?
It was kind of built into the bottom, so where you would think there was cabinets on the bottom, it was.
Okay, so it was just like a hideaway. Okay, thank you. And let's see. So what led you to believe that Wyatt student was responsible for these actions?
So I had went over the call and everything to listen to it, and when the dispatcher asked to speak with Wyatt, he did not want to cooperate. He didn't want to speak, nothing. That just makes me believe if you didn't want to say anything on your side about what happened, why it happened, especially if you're the one in the room when it happened, you don't want to talk about it. That's suspicious.
And then did you also use any of this evidence that you collected to back up that finding?
Speak so it's your signature.
I believe that's all the questions I have for you at this time. Thank you.
Cross-examination.
Hello, could you please state your full name and age for record?
My name is Amy Baldwin, I'm 42 years old.
All right, Ms. Baldwin, you arrived at the incident after it had already occurred, at the scene after the incident already occurred. Okay. Did you ever personally witness Wyatt harm anyone?
No,
Alrighty. And your investigation was based on evidence that was collected after the fact?
Yes.
Did you rely on statements from other individuals? You did not rely on statements from other individuals.
well, I had gotten a statement from the mom because when I had gotten all the evidence and stuff, when I gathered, they were about to leave.
They, what was that?
As in the son I got picked up, and they were also about to get escorted to go with
Who's they? When you say they, were you
the mother and the father.
Okay.
And
So the mother and the father went to the hospital? You
I
said?
believe so, from what I've heard.
Okay.
I didn't quite get to speak to them, but The statement I'm trying to say is when I had tried to have a conversation with him, she was emotional all over the place, but she kind of was also put together. He still was not cooperating like he was over the phone with 911 dispatch.
All right. And is it unusual for a candid person to not be able to explain every detail in great detail? Good. Okay. All right. None of the statements that you relied on came from eyewitnesses who actually saw Wyatt injured him? No. During your investigation, you learned that MR attended daycare? You did. All right. And daycare staff regularly had contact with MR. Is that correct?
I think so.
Well, if he was at daycare, the daycare staff would regularly have contact with him, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And other children had contact with MR as well? Alrighty. Can you personally account for every moment of MR's day before April 12th? Okay. And can you say from personal knowledge when every injury that MR suffered, can you personally say each of the injuries that MR had, can you say when they occurred?
I would say.
Objection. Her job is not to speak on the injuries, but the criminal findings of what happened at the house itself.
She was an expert. I think that she seemed like she had an expert for it. What was your part? Her job was not to do what?
Her job is not to talk on the injuries that happened, it's about the criminal aspect of it, not the doctor aspects.
As a detective, she can have insight on the injuries that occurred. She went to the scene, she saw the documents, and she'll be able to provide you with information that would.
But not determining them herself.
We're going to limit the fact that her experience that she saw before, that she speak on,
Okay.
but she cannot speak on medical findings because she's not a doctor.
So the images that she was provided by the doctor and the forensic nurse, she can't.
She won't be able to speak medically about that,
Okay.
but she can talk about her experience and what
She
she
can.
was as a
Right. Okay. Sorry. All right. You examined the layout of the apartment.
Yes.
Okay. And the kitchen and the living room are connected by an open doorway.
Yes.
Okay. So there isn't a closed door separating the two rooms. No. And a person in the kitchen could regularly hear loud sounds coming from the living room. Yes. Okay. And Summer Jones was inside of the apartment at the time of the incident. All right. Do you think that she would have been able to hear the sounds coming from the living room if anything was happening?
With her cooking,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say it's a 50-50 because in that moment she could have been putting water in the pot, which could have interfered with her hearing what was going on. So I would say that's a 50-50 right there.
You said that she would have put water in the pot.
Yes.
She was making hamburger helper, correct? Is water required for that?
Yes, for the
Yes.
noodles.
Okay. All right. So although she was just a room away, she was unable to tell investigators what happened. So based on the information that's given to you, are you able to clearly display to the jury who harmed MR that day? You are. I said, based on the information that you were given, are you able to clearly display to the jury who harmed MR that day? You're not. No further questions.
Redirect.
Well, obviously, because you weren't there, you can't say 100% for certain that you saw Wyatt injure MR, but based on all your criminal investigations and all those findings, you can say without a doubt, with all that evidence, that that's the only reasonable outcome for how he got these injuries.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Defense.
For your sketch, you're supposed to sketch out everything on scene, right? Correct? So, I don't know if you could see the screen, but was there a candle on scene that was falling over?
So after I had taken pictures of it, that's when I started the sketch. When I started the sketch, after I had taken the photos, they had moved the candle because it looked like it had literally just went out, which could have been a fire hazard.
So you sketched it before,
No, I sketched it after.
you sketched it after? Was it not significant?
I mean, it was, but like I said, it was a fire hazard because it looked like it would just went out. It was still kind of smoking a little bit, so it was a fire hazard. So after I took the photos, I picked it up because I already collected the
crime scene photos, and then I started on my sketch, which is why the names aren't part of it.
No further questions.
You may start now. Call the next witness.
I'd like to call the social worker, Ms. Brown.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, all truth, nothing but the truth, and nothing but God.
Yes, sir.
Please state your name and occupation for the record.
My name is Samara Thomas, I'm a licensed social worker.
What are your credentials?
I hold all these credentials for a master of social worker, and I completed all, the states.
How long have you been in the field?
11 years.
11 years. When were you called about, were you notified about the incident the day of? Who called you?
The doctor after she did all the
Doctor. What did you observe when you arrived?
I observed the parents, how the child was having fever.
Did you speak to the child?
He wasn't really speaking, he was 3 years old, so a stranger.
Did you speak to any of the parents?
Yes. I spoke to the mom.
What did the mom say?
The mom, she was still shaking, still scared after the incident happened, and she told me that she needs hospital.
Did you speak to the father?
He didn't, he said little words,
What was his demeanor like?
like he just didn't care.
Is that typical for situations like this when your child is injured this heavily? Did you document this?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd like to pull the report of the social worker. From the social worker, sorry. The foster replacement report, please. So the reason you felt the need to file this foster replacement report was because you suspected child abuse, correct? Right. Overall, based on your observations as a professional in this field, did this incident also raise your concerns?
Yes.
All right. That's all. Thank you.
Cross-examination.
Please state your full name and age for the record.
My name is Nigel Brown, and I'm 34 years old.
One more time.
34 years old, Nigel Brown.
Sorry. How long have you been working as a social worker?
11 years.
And your role is to protect children?
Yes.
You became involved after Imar was injured? You were not present in the apartment on April 12th? You did not witness the incident? A concern for a child's safety is different from proving a crime, correct? Is it possible for two people to look at the same image and, the same facts and reach different conclusions?
Yes.
It is. There are facts about what happened that remain unknown even after your investigation, correct? And based on the information provided to you, can you state who harmed Imar?
From just talking to both sides.
The dad harmed Imar, and you can say that for a fact.
From talking to both sides
Mhm.
and experience
Mhm.
from education and clinical and all of that.
Mhm.
I can't.
So you know for a fact that the dad.
Objection, Your Honor, asked and answered.
We're answers which each time. That's why I'm asking to make sure I have a clear answer.
But you're repeating.
Overruled.
Thank you. So I'll ask you one final time. Based on the information provided to you, can you state who harmed Imar?
Not 100%.
So you can. All right. No further questions.
You ready?
So, as a social worker, your job is to do what necessarily with a child?
Put the child. Put the child somewhere safe, of the child, away from endangerment of the child.
So your job isn't necessarily to say, this is who did it, so that's why they're being moved. Your job is more so, something obviously happened with the parental unit, so we're moving them for their safety. Thank you.
Defense.
No, you're.
Call the next witness.
We have another
trouble with you mentioned first case. You've done, you have more witnesses, so.
There it is.
Okay. Are you prepared to put your case on?
Yes.
Okay, who you witness?
Why is that in it?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, nothing but God? I swear. Before we get started, I just want to let the people know, he is a defendant. He has the Fifth Amendment right not to talk, not to get on the stand. He has to get on the stand, but this is the grade, so I'm just letting y'all know. We violated his rights just for grade. Okay? So he doesn't have to talk as a defendant. He has the right not to get on the stand. But because this is CA grade, he's running on the stand. Okay? So, are you ready?
Yeah, do I have permission to why
You can, see, did y'all share that with, let me, before we get started, change come to the bench.
Quiet in the court. Quiet. Please state your name and for the record. On that day, on April 12th, why did you go to the apartment that day?
I want to go visit my son.
How would you describe your relationship with MR?
We're pretty connected.
What was MR doing that evening?
He was playing with blocks. I was watching.
Did you have any concerns about his behavior?
He seemed a bit energetic, but that's normal for a 3-year-old. I wasn't too concerned.
Okay. Did you say anything to him?
I told him to slow down a few times, yeah.
What happened to him while Summer was in the kitchen?
While Summer was in the kitchen, to my attention, he fell. He had fallen and hit his head.
Did you try and stop him?
Yes.
What did you do after the fall?
I was scared of panic and shocked. He caught me off guard at the time.
So, could you describe how, exactly how you were feeling?
I was scared. I was scared.
Okay. Why were you unable to clearly explain what happened?
I was more focused on my son and his current state during given the circumstance. I was more focused on him.
Did you ever intentionally harm your son?
No, I could never bring myself to do something like that.
Have you ever cussed out your son?
Never.
How did you feel about what happened?
I felt like I was to blame myself.
Wait, could you speak up a little?
I felt that I was to blame, that this was my fault.
Why would you say that?
I felt like I just felt guilty.
But why did you feel guilty?
I felt guilty because of what happened. He was crying pretty loud, and I felt guilty that what had happened, that it was on me.
When you say the word guilt, do you mean that you were the one who were the reason for all of this happening? Is it because you felt responsible to take care of him 24/7 there?
Yes.
And in that moment, because you realized you failed to catch him on time?
Yeah, I failed to catch him on time. I was on my way trying to reach him, and I wasn't able to catch him.
Okay, so you felt guilty because as a parent, you wish you could have.
I wish I could have done something.
Okay, that is all the questions for me.
Close examination.
What is your relationship like?
What's up?
Can your son, who, is son your ex-wife,
We're separated. Yes.
separated?
Yeah.
So not officially divorced?
Not officially.
So the divorce is recent.
I would say so, yeah.
Do you split custody with her?
Yes.
Is that weekly?
Not often, no. It's more than weekends.
So you see your son every other weekend?
Yes.
Before you arrived to visit Amar, were you texting anyone?
I was. Me and my friend Andrew.
What did you tell him?
I was going to tell him about the job and stuff like that.
So you were not referring to your child when you were texting your friend? Even though you're with your child, that exact time you were texting your friend that
Objection, asked and answered.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I was just about to ask if evidence could be displayed.
Well, we're going to deal with the objection first. So, you want to raise the question?
Yes.
Right.
So, what time were you texting your friend Andrew?
Objection relevant?
It is relevant, it says it on the text records.
How's that relevant? What does that have to do with?
I was just about to ask them.
So it's not, and that judge asked you to rephrase your question, that's not relevant.
Yeah,
to the question.
I just rephrased my question. I was about to ask to show evidence of the time that he texted his friend.
So what you're asking is irrelevant to what you're asking to be shown on the sheet.
It is relevant. The time shows when he sent those messages to his friend about why he's frustrated.
But the question that you were asking him before, he told you to rephrase. That has nothing to do with the time. You understand what I'm saying right now?
What's wrong with me asking a different
So
question?
there's nothing wrong with it, but he asked you to rephrase it, not asking the question.
Right, I didn't rephrase it. I just chose not to.
Exactly.
So she moved on?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. She moved on.
Your Honor, I would like the text messages between White Sullivan and his friend Andrew displayed, please. I'm not sure if you can see, but as you can see here, it says that you sent, "I can't deal with this today, bro. He's driving me crazy," at 3:55 p.m. What time did you arrive to your ex-wife's apartment? Around 3. So you were in her apartment when you sent this message at 3:55. Who are you referring to when you say he's driving you crazy?
My boss.
Your boss. What's your boss's name? So it had nothing to do with your child. All right. So based on these messages, you wouldn't say that these were about your child that day. You claimed when the incident happened that your son slipped, correct?
Yes.
Can you describe how?
It was kind of awkwardly, but none of your teachers slipped my natural
Where was it that he slipped?
on the couch.
On the arm of the couch. And you were claiming to try to pick him up,
Yes.
but you failed to?
I was on my way to reach him. I picked him up after he fell.
Your Honor, I would like to see the defendant's statement. Later on, you stated, later on while Alexis was in the kitchen, and Mark climbed onto the arm of the couch again. I told him to get down because I was worried he might fall. So you didn't physically do anything besides tell him to get down, even though he's a 3-year-old?
Yes.
So you did not catch him.
Nothing else.
Did you call 911? You did not? Were you on your phone at all?
No.
We sent that text message in the apartment, so,
I
and
wasn't able to reach my phone at the time, but during that incident, no, I was not.
do you care for your child's well-being?
Yes.
So, when the mother came back in, you didn't give her much of an explanation. How come?
I was more focused on my son. I was more worried about
You were worried about him?
yes.
So, because you were worried, you didn't give any of the authorities an explanation of what happened? Don't you think that might have been handy back then for your child's well-being?
Looking back now, yes.
Wouldn't you say that your frustration can alter your judgment or even your physical force?
Objection, Your Honor, speculation.
Suspend.
That is all. Thank you.
Were you ready? Are you ready? Okay, let's go down. Got another witness? Okay, let's conclude both sides, and I'm going to do closing argument. Prosecution, you want to go first, or what will say?
Okay, second.
Second. Defense, closing arguments.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the prosecution wants you to believe that this case is clear, but after listening to the testimonies, think about what we actually know. We know that Emma was harmed, nobody's denying that, and we all want answers for how this occurred. Curiosity before an event occurred is not proof of crime. The mother was there, and she did not see what happened. The officer arrived after the fact, the EMT arrived after the fact, the detective arrived after the fact, and the social worker arrived after the fact. Not a single witness sat in the chair and told you that they saw Wyatt harm Emma. Instead, you heard assumptions about the incident. The child obtained burns that happened 2 weeks ago and was not brought to the hospital, 2 days to a week ago and was not brought to the hospital until after the event. A caring mother would usually bring her son in, you would think that a caring mother would bring her son in the same way that the burns occurred. And the doctor explained that the child would have to have fallen 30 to 40 feet from the air to crack his skull, and that the skull fracture happened that same day. The usual apartment from the floor to the roof is about 8 to 9 feet high, so how we would have obtained skull fractures from 30 to 40 feet in the air that same day is beyond me. You also heard about an investigation that was not perfect. The crime scene sketch does not match the photograph. A candle showed in photographs disappeared, and that raises questions about the conclusions that were drawn from the pictures. You heard about burns that the investigators cannot tell you exactly how they occurred, and perhaps most important, question here is that there are still unanswered facts in this case that the prosecution wants you to ignore. Prosecution's job is to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Wyatt harmed his son, beyond a reasonable doubt. Not maybe, not probably, not most likely, not based on suspicion, but beyond a reasonable doubt. That's all.
Prosecution.
I'm sitting here so y'all can see it better. I want to thank first of you, all of you guys for coming and listening to all this testimony. I know it's a little confusing from time to time, and the technology doesn't always work with us. But the reason we're here is because of the kid who's obviously injured, and defense didn't lead you to believe anything else other than what we were giving. They didn't give any reasons for how all of these things could have happened. It's very clear that from the doctors that if he had to have fallen from such a high height, she doesn't mean that it was in the apartment. She just meant that for him to physically obtain these injuries from a fall, he would have had to fallen out of the sky. Obviously that didn't happen, so there had to be something else. The only other person that could have come from was his father, who was there with him. He plays basketball, he can get loud every once in a while, and he didn't do anything to help his son for this either. He gave really short answers to everyone that was trying to help his son. He had said that he was on his phone prior, and then he had lost his phone, and that's one of the other reasons he didn't call 911. But then the police officer said that he was on his phone right after the incident. There have also been things that said from the mother that she was the one on the couch with her son because she wanted to provide aid as much as she could. The father still didn't partake in any of that. And from all the doctors, all the police reports, which always aren't perfect, but there was always explanations for the small inconsistencies. The sketch matched up once you figured out that the cabinet next to the thing was a hideaway for the dishwasher. The candle was removed to prevent further injuries. So those all make sense. So with all those professionals, they all gave pretty clear evidence to the child was hurt, and the only one capable of hurting him was his father. Thank you.
Okay, now the case has been turned over to you all. What we're going to do is we're going to render a verdict, not what you feel, not because you don't like the guy, not like you like the mother, anything like that. Only the fact that you received during the trial. So what we're going to do is deliberate for about 5 minutes. We're going to step outside by the picnic tables and deliberate, decide on whether he is guilty or not guilty. Y'all will pick a jury foreman, which means that person will come in and render the verdict. And then we'll conclude for the day. So you may step out and deliberate. So who's the jury form?
Sorry.
I need to be back to see.
Okay.
So you're the foreman.
Yes.
Okay. In the matter of Wise Sturtevant, the state versus Wise Sturtevant, what say you?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay, that is the verdict for the jury. Now, prosecutor, would you like to poll jury?
What does that mean?
Ask each individual to agree.
Oh, yeah.
What say you?
Guilty.
What say you? Next.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
So, because we have a not guilty, we have a mistrial. Because the verdict came back as the jury foreman said it was not guilty. But apparently we have one that didn't agree. And you have to have a unanimous decision in criminal court to convict someone. So, thank you, jury, for doing your civic duty. I appreciate y'all.